Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the pod at ROLC. I am so glad that you have chose to join the both of us today.
Woo.
Michaela's back with us, and we are so glad that you are watching, listening, whatever it might be, wherever you might be. We are so glad that you are a part of today's episode. Thank you so much for everybody in advance already that you've been sharing, you've been commenting stuff. It is so good to hear it. And hey, I'm not going to lie, today's podcast almost didn't happen. We are recording this the Sunday before Easter. And if you know, you know, it is crazy right now. And so we are just thankful to be able to squeeze in a little bit of time to make this happen. And but thanks for being on today.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here. And actually today what we're going to do is that we just want to talk about Easter Sunday, really just this kind of whole week, but really just landing on Sunday. And we want to help you.
Yes.
If you go to church, if you don't go to church, and if not, then I'm glad that you're watching this. But we want to talk about just this Easter Sunday a little bit.
All the tips and tricks and all the things in between.
Thoughts that we want to share with you on some things. And so actually today what I want to do is that I have a screenshot from something that you sent me a while back. Mm-hmm. And this is a screenshot that you said, whoa, this is so good. And so what I want to do is that I'm actually going to read this. So stay engaged if you're watching. If you're listening, then you won't know. But this is by Susanna B. Lewis. She's an author. We actually share a birthday. So whoop, whoop, Susanna. I don't even know her. But I want to read this to you, and this is some thoughts that she has about Easter. Then we're going to share some thoughts of our own. So this is what she writes. She says, if you are still on the fence about going to church this weekend for Easter, I want to encourage you to go. A perfect church does not exist. A perfect pastor does not exist. A perfect congregation does not exist. So don't worry about trying to find the perfect one. Just go. Hear that? Just go. Mm-hmm. Show up as you are, no matter the junk you have in your life. If you've never been inside a church, no one will even know this weekend. Churches will be full of new faces, and they will welcome you with open arms. You don't have to have an Easter dress. You don't have to have a new outfit. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have all the answers. Just go. You are never too far gone for Jesus. Every single church is full of humans who are flawed but faithful, broken but believing, imperfect but inspired. People who may be hanging on by a thread, but grace keeps them hanging in there. So if you're thinking about going, just go. You will be welcomed by the people, but most importantly, by Jesus.
It's so good.
I thought all that was so good, just what she wrote there. And that's what I want to talk about today is just this thought of, maybe you're watching this podcast and you've been to every Easter service in the last 70 years. Maybe you're listening and you just started going to church last Easter. Whatever it might, maybe you are listening and you're just on the fence about thinking about, should I go to church? Maybe you used to go to church and you haven't been in church in a long time. And so I just want to hit on just like some 5 tips, tricks, pro tips, if you will, for Easter Sunday, and just some things to hopefully inspire you to get in church, to be there, and make it our priority. So, okay, number 1, and we'll talk about this here, but number 1, I think one of the most important things, just be there, okay? Just
show up.
Just be at church.
Just come.
Wherever that might be. If you're local to this area, we would love to have you at River of Life Church. We would love to have you here at 9 or 11. If you're not local to here, go somewhere else.
Go somewhere.
Be in church.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's tons of different places. And if you've not been to your church in a long time, go. I promise they're going to be happy to see you.
They'll be so glad to see you.
We're going to be happy to see you here. So please just come. Like, we just want to see you. We want to see your faces.
Definitely. And there's no expectations for this day either.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of times it's like this awkwardness of, well, I've been out of church for a while. And, you know, especially if you know people there, and like, I don't want to have that awkward conversation. Hey, look, here's the deal. It's Easter. Everybody's going to be busy.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be, and they're like, nobody's going to have those thoughts or those things. Like, people are just going to be so glad that you're there. So just show up at church.
Show up.
Just be there. Second thing here that I want to talk about on, you know, think about this thought of Easter. We have a motto around here at ROLC, and that is clothes are required. Okay.
Amen.
Yes. People ask all the time, what should I wear to church? Like, please just wear clothes. That's all that we're asking out of you. And that's what I would encourage people as well. Just wear clothes.
Yeah. I think there's like, and you know, we say that, and this, I just feel like I should give like a disclaimer that this is the first year that actually the worship team is matching this year. So I want to say that, like, as a disclaimer out there for everyone listening, because they're going to be like, they said that we didn't have to, like, buy all these new outfits and stuff, and then now we're all, like, matching. So that's just a disclaimer. You do not have to buy new clothes. You don't have to do all the things or anything else. This is just the first year we're doing that as a worship team. But, yeah, like, there's just this stipulation of, like, oh, well, I have to look a certain way, or I have to dress a certain way because it's Easter and it's all this. Show up. I think it's going to be warm, maybe.
Warm and rainy, I think, for here.
If you want to wear shorts, I guess, like, just show up. Like, we don't care what you're wearing.
Look, it's not about your outward appearance. Like, it's you being here, your inward self being changed.
But now there's those people that they want to dress up. If you need a reason to dress up, then use this as an excuse. We don't care. Yeah. Show up in your suit and dress and all the things. Dress your dog in a suit and everything. But otherwise, we don't care. We just want you here. I think that's what really is important.
And don't let something silly like that hold you up. And just, like, if you want to dress up, dress up. Yeah. If you want to slick your hair back, you want to, whatever. Just do what you want, you know. Yeah. But just be here. Number 3 on this thought here is that so this is for those of you that are already in church, okay? You're going to church, you're somewhat regular, is that if you are already attending church, don't show up alone, okay? Yes. Invite people. I think that's even good that, you know, as I say that, people be like, well, I'll come with my family. But, like, invite somebody. Get them here.
Right.
Everybody that's watching this or listening to this is going to have a thought of somebody that they know, that they're close to, that's in their family, that maybe is going to be at the Easter lunch after church, that they know is probably not going to be in church that Sunday. Mm-hmm. They know that they're likely not going to show up anywhere. And so I think it's really huge on inviting people.
Yeah, there's usually one person that pops in your mind when someone says, hey, you know somebody that hasn't been in church in a while or doesn't go to church or anything else, invite them this weekend. And, like, we all have that one person that, like, pops in the mind of, like, oh, I should send them the text. Okay, do it right now. Like, as you're listening to this, press pause, go to your messages, send them a text.
Yes.
Send it with it. Maybe we should do this. In the description of this, we should put, here's your text to send. And we should write out a text to make it easy for them.
Let's do it. Okay, we'll do
We've done the work for you.
We'll do it for you. All you got to do, copy, paste.
Copy, paste.
We'll send the text for you. That's a good thought.
There you go.
Do you remember a long time ago in church, every once in a while, we would actually used to, Pastor would have us send the text during service?
Yes.
He'd be like, all right, look around you, see who's not sitting here, send them the text right
now.
And it's like, for real? We're going to text them right now? It's like, yeah, right now. But yeah, invite them, get them here, and we'll do the legwork for you. We'll write up.
I'll make it so
We'll write up something so good. Us and ChatGPT, we're going to write up something so good to get them here. So that's good on that. Number 4 here. We're cooking through them. Number 4, as I say that, number 4's thought is slow down and reflect. Hey, look, if you are, especially because I know that a lot of people that listen to this podcast are people that they volunteer here at the church. Mm-hmm. They serve here. It's busy, man. There's so much stuff going on. Really starting as of today as we're recording this, you know, tonight, Wednesday night, we got a Friday night service, we got Sunday. There is plenty of opportunity that if you want to work yourself to death, you can do it. There's plenty of opportunity that if you want to burn yourself out and get upset about all the things, and you can just like go. But it's like, okay, at the end of all this, it's about Jesus.
Yeah, what really matters.
It's about Him. Yes, we want to have excellence, and yes, we want to make sure that, you know, the cafe line's going and worship and lights and kids and all those things. But, you know, really it's reflecting about what this week really is about.
Right.
You know, it's about Jesus. It's about Him, that He lived this perfect life, that He made the decision that He chose to die on a cross for us, that we could have a relationship with Him, and that we could have life everlasting. We could have salvation. And there's so many other things that go around that, but really at the core of it, it's Him, it's Jesus, and it's that price He paid.
And, you know, we've been talking a lot that there's a lot of people that they don't understand the magnitude of Holy Week. You know, like it's not a thing. People have never really.
And I was one of those.
Yeah. And up until probably like 6 or 7 years ago, us as a church, we really didn't like look at it. We didn't do anything with it. You know, it was Palm Sunday and then Easter Sunday, and that was it. And, you know, I think as a whole, as a church, if we, as people that maybe don't even attend church here, or whoever is listening to this, if you could step back and watch and look at what happens every day leading up to the cross, I think it brings the story into so much bigger perspective of like every day was something happening, but yet he knew he was about to die.
Yeah.
And so when you step back and you take the time to actually focus in and just look, you know, even if it's not, you know, necessarily like taking this whole day of like, okay, well, this and this and that, but, you know, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, you know, something of just focusing on, okay, what did Jesus do today? Because then I think it makes the cross that much more impactful, but it also makes what happens on Sunday much more impactful too, and just brings the whole great picture into perspective for everyone. And just taking that time, you know, I mean, we've done it as a staff, we've done it as a couple, you know, in our house, of taking communion, you know, every day and just focusing on what Christ did for us. Because really we get so busy in our lives that I think sometimes we're just like, oh yeah, he died, he rose again, you know, yeah, well, I can go to church every once in a while for him and all this kind of stuff. But no, when you take the time to really focus in on what he did for you, it just makes your Christian walk that much better, because it's like, man, he did a lot. Like, the least I can do is live for him.
Sure, definitely, 100%. I agree with you on that. That's so good. Yeah, that's great. And so I think it's good for people that, you know, just as you're saying there, of this whole week, you know, and as you began that thought, you know, I was the type of, I didn't even know the term Holy Week.
Right.
And even like when I first started, you know, coming around here and different things, and even Palm Sunday was somewhat of a foreign thought, word, phrase to me. But it is so much more, as you said, this just impact of when you realize all the work, all the sacrifice that, you know, we skip to the end. You know, it's like any good movie, you know how it's going to end. It's like, oh, I love the end of this. And we know that, yes, he rose again. But there's a lot of things that had to happen for him to come out of the tomb, to rise again. So I think that's great thoughts. Final thought here that I want to give you is that, talking about Easter, just some things on this, is that I think this is such a good one, and we've really just danced all around it, but it's just that Jesus loves you. For everybody that's listening, watching this, he loves you, okay? This whole day, this whole weekend, all these things we're celebrating, it's because he loves you. It's that, you know, he made this decision that he had you on his mind when he was on the cross, and that when he was paying this price that we can never pay, that he did it not so it could be all about him, but that it was all about us. Yeah. And that all that we have to do now is just make the decision to trust in him, accept him as Savior, live for him, and that he loves us so much. It's such this unconditional love that Christ has for us. And I just want to remind people, as this episode is kind of winding down, fifth and final tip there, that, you know, we've shared some tips about dressing and all the things and being there, but really, if you'll just have that mindset about this Sunday, maybe you haven't been in church, maybe you used to go somewhere and you haven't been there in a while, maybe you're there every single Sunday, you serve in every capacity, but to remind you that all of this is because he loves you.
Yes.
Every single bit of this. And what a blessing and what an honor and what a joy it is that we can come in on a Sunday morning and that we can worship him, that we can show him, you know, and yes, people are going to say like we should do it every Sunday, and 100%. Yeah. But like on one special Sunday that we can just a little bit extra, a little bit above and beyond of just saying, Jesus, this is all for you, that you've done so much for us. And that today we just want to celebrate that you are the God that conquered death, that conquered the grave, that you are fighting for our behalf, that you love us, that you're there for every single one of us, and that he loves us so much.
Yes.
And so I just think that's just one good final thought of a closeout here, is that, man, he loves you. Man, woman, young person, old person. I know I got some teenagers that listen to this, that he loves you so much. And so show up to church.
Yes.
It's the least that we can do.
And don't overthink it.
Yeah.
You know, don't make it complicated. You know, as this rolls out, you have a chance here at River of Life Church. Be here Friday night for Good Friday service. Join us Easter Sunday at 9 or 11 a.m. But don't overthink it. You know, just get the family up, set the alarms now, and just do it.
Yep.
Because you won't regret it.
Exactly.
Because he loves you.
Exactly.
He loves you so much.
Right. Don't let nothing stand in your way. If it rains, get a boat. If you got allergies, take allergy medicine. like just whatever it is that you need to do.
We have umbrellas. We'll walk you in.
Yeah, we got umbrellas. Man, we got an umbrella ministry that when it starts raining, people meet you in the parking lot. Those of you that are local to here, the golf cart's gotten a tune-up this week.
Hey.
So, like, there's no excuse. It's just to get here and be a part of it. But, hey, I hope so much to see you here with us at River of Life, either Friday night, as Mikala was saying, at 6 o'clock, or Sunday at 9 or Sunday at 11. But if you don't, maybe you used to go here and you're like, maybe you got mad at me, but you're watching the podcast for some reason. Like, just go to wherever you go to church at. Or even if you're not even close to here, just be there, man, and make a commitment to it. That you don't just be a Sunday only or an Easter Sunday only, but let Christ be the forerunner of your life. So, yeah, that's kind of what we want to share with you today. This might be the shortest episode ever of the. You can watch this on your lunch break,
which is probably impressive because we're two yappers,
honestly,
and we could yap for a while.
I could talk forever, but hey, you can watch this on your. This is so short, you could send it to somebody that doesn't even listen to podcasts, and they probably listen to at least half of it. So,
exactly.
But I want to say thank you so much for watching or listening today. As always, you can always go find us on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Find up the channels there. Thank you so much for watching. Any closing thoughts from you?
Nope.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Glad you're on.